Hello, this is the first of two videos that focus on the concept of prosumption. In this video, we discuss what prosumption means, its types, and related problems. This video is followed by an application one that allows you to apply, test, and expand what you've learned in here. You can find links to all these videos in the description. Have you ever wondered why social media platforms like Facebook give their services for free? Or have you ever thought that some activities that look very convenient, like self-checkout in the supermarket or serving yourself in fast food restaurants, might have hidden problems? In this video, we will answer these kinds of questions by learning about the concept of prosumption. So in this video, we focus on what prosumption means and different types of problematic prosumption. We also discuss possible individual, social, and environmental harms related to prosumption. In the next teaching video, we discuss prosumption as an example of STSE relationships, that is, two-way relationships among science, technology, society, and the environment. And while doing so, we discuss importance of doing research and possible actions to address prosumption-related problems. Prosumption involves simultaneous production and consumption of goods and services. And the prosumer is a consumer who at the same time produces a product or a service. For example, when you go to a fast food restaurant, you also produce a service that is usually done by waiters and financed by the company, which is carrying out your food and cleaning your table. In doing so, you are consuming and producing at the same time. Similarly, in the supermarket, and while people buy and consume products, they also labor for free at the self-checkout machines and produce a service by scanning their goods, packaging, and paying for them. But what is the problem with self-checking out at the supermarket or self-serving at fast food restaurants? Although these seem like something very convenient to do, these prosumption activities overshadow some problems. For example, one very direct problem are harms experienced by workers like the cashier in the supermarket who are replaced by the self-checkout machines and the prosumers. The prosumers are doing these services completely for free. They are not paid for their services. So through prosumption, businesses put consumers to work and rely on them to produce part of the good and service for free. In other words, companies make prosumers do what the companies should pay to support. In this way, companies cut down on workers' wages and expenses while increasing their profits. Laboring for free is seen as an extreme form of exploitation, which means getting advantages of someone or something while treating them unfairly. The development of Web 2 applications like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn, where users can create the content of these applications, allowed a new type of prosumption to evolve. Internet users can now use or consume the platforms offered by different social media companies to design their profiles and accounts and to produce the content of their pages and share their thoughts and actions. Internet prosumers usually enjoy these activities as they appear to give them a sense of control and freedom in self-expression. And these platforms are provided for free to Internet users. However, there are serious individual and social harms associated with this type of prosumption. Because while producing and sharing their info, prosumers also produce data that are used by social media, tech, and internet companies to gain profit while compromising prosumers' privacy. Tech and social media companies exploit users' rights by collecting prosumers' data without their informed consent. A common strategy to do so is by applying cookies on their websites to save information about user sessions. They also usually give Internet prosumers the option to opt out from data collection rather than allowing prosumers to opt in. This means that these companies will continue to collect unauthorized data from you unless you actively choose to opt out. In comparison, using the opt-in options mean that companies won't be able to collect your personal data unless you intentionally give them your authorization. For example, in a recent Facebook update, a new sector was added to the account setting, that is, the off Facebook activity. This feature will allow Facebook to track your data and device activities and receive information from businesses and organizations you visited online, even when you are off the Facebook app. What's more alarming is that Facebook prosumers are not notified about this new feature. Neither do they know that this feature will be automatically on once they update their apps. To opt out, prosumers have to actively turn it off. Relying on the opt-out options make it easier for tech companies to track and save prosumers' data without facing legal consequences. The data collected from Internet prosumers are usually sold to other companies and security agencies that use these data in targeted advertisement and in tracking, monitoring, and recording prosumers' activities. This means that Internet prosumers are under continuous surveillance that compromises prosumers' privacy and aims to regulating prosumers' behaviors by controlling what information and external messages appear to them during their browsing. This also creates unequal distribution of power and profit between tech and social media companies who know a lot about their users and make a lot from selling their info, and between Internet prosumers who usually know very little about these problems. Other than harms to individual and society, digital prosumption also causes environmental harms. Prosumption on the Internet works like a reward system where there's always incentive to continue prosuming. The problem is that the more the Internet is used during prosumption activities, the more energy is needed to supply hardware devices and Internet access. This results in more consumption of fossil fuel to maintain energy supplies, which consequently leads to more CO2 production, further contributing to climate change. This was our first video about prosumption. The next video allows you to apply what you've learned by exploring digital prosumption and surveillance in relation to wearable fitness devices. After completing the application activities, remember to watch Prosumption Part 2 video that focuses on teaching prosumption in relation to STSE relationships, research, and actions. You can find links to these two videos in the description. Thanks for watching.